Howdy, y'all. Joe Hills here. Time to read the marker. It's HermitCraft live for Season 9, the evening of Sunday, July 17th, 2022. We're doing a 1-hour chill stream, and let's kick it off with some music. I wrote the lyrics. The performance and arrangement was done by my magnificent sibling on our first album, Sean Hills Sings Joe Hills Volume 1. That's right, you love it, you know it, it's Lines.
Power line to convey a certain brilliance, a telephone line to carry a voice, a metro line to bring us all downtown. Lines of connection, communication, not the borders of boundaries that slice and dice a nation. Divided by the chalk lines of disreputable history, past failures are laid out as we shrug with absent mystery. Those bodies left behind us while we amble on ahead, fearful of the wrong things from newspapers unread. Before I tell you what to do, or you try to tell me, let's all see what's been done and where we could have been. By knowing what's before us, the path might clear ahead and focus on new obstacles uncharted by the dead. Power line from a gurgling turbine, a telephone line from a quiet room, a metro line from across the city. Maybe we'll all raise our glasses soon. They say across the fence line the grass is always butcherous, but we're not corralling cattle, fearing wranglers about the murders. When we look out past dividers, we're unsurprised to see more folks erecting fences, becoming detainees. Before I worry about you or you worry about me, let's all dwell on ourselves, we're the private enemy. Becoming who we're meant to, virtuous and creative, we won't dread the different, the strange or unrelated. A power line to convey certain brilliance, a telephone line to carry a voice, a metro line to bring us home, to bring us home.
The summer is past, but your days keep growing longer. There's no wind in your sails, but your storm's blowing stronger. Walking hard, standing tall, keeping your head up through it all. Fighting fires, spinning plates, Goodness, how'd it get so late? Lay your head down and dream. Lay your head down and dream. Just let your mind float downstream. Sprawled out in a moonbeam. Lay your head down and dream.
Joe Hills is filmed before a live streaming audience.
That's us! Howdy, y'all. Joe Hills here, recording as I always do in Nashville, Tennessee. And tonight, y'all are my live streaming audience. Welcome one, welcome all. I am so grateful to every single one of you who came out over the course of the 48-hour charity stream that my friends and I organized. My friends mostly did the organizing. I did some of the showing up and playing games for Draw for Charity. We raised over $16,000 for Child's Play, which helps get hospitals not only equipment they need to set kids up with games while they are staying in those children's hospitals, but also provides grants for training for the IT staff of those hospitals to make sure that those Xboxes and Nintendo Switches and all that keep running. Our goal was $12,000. We hit $16,000. So thank you to every single one of y'all. And I am so grateful. So grateful. I cannot express that enough. I'm going to do a poor job of it because I have, it has been a long weekend, but you know what? Here we go. We got a show to do. It's going to be a 1-hour show because I will probably collapse soon, but I have been napping whenever I could throughout the weekend. So thank you. Anybody who wants to learn more about Child's Play and the great work they do, there are other fundraisers throughout the year benefiting Child's Play. You can learn more at childsplaycharity.com. Did I get the exact total? Says Elijah. Honestly, I could pull that up right now. The exact total raised was $16,115.06. Our original goal was $12,000. We hit our stretch goal of $16,000, so that's pretty awesome. My brain is melted. So you know what we're going to do? You know what we do when our brain is too melted to do anything else? We go to work and we do the simplest task possible. And then we make sure that we're not screwing it up somehow. Do you know how? You know how you verify you're not screwing something up somehow? Measurement. We're gonna take one of our panes of glass here. And take one of our panes of glass and put it away. Buy glass. Farewell. Right? Then we're gonna take a bed with the remaining inventory slot that we have just freed up. What we have is 27 Blackstone stacks on stacks, right, of Blackstone here. We are going to see if it's faster to go straight up and down with the Blackstone or to use the Swift Sneak method. We've got Swift Sneak 3, and I think we're gonna prove that straight up and down is technically faster, but more mentally taxing. So we're gonna have to figure out. I've got my stopwatch ready to go. So ready, set, start. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Dang it. Okay, part of what we are measuring, welcome, Jevin. Part of what we are measuring is we are also measuring whether or not this is an effective way to do this when I am still exhausted and cognitively running a deficit. I had Badger pour my orange juice for the stream because I kept trying to pick up the bottle and my hand was just like, are you sure, man? Maybe don't try to pick things up right now. So, but I'm too hyped to go to bed yet. And if I'm too hyped to go to bed, then I need to be out here saying thank you to y'all for such an incredible amount of support all weekend. And I need to be doing this incredibly menial work that otherwise I would not be able to do anyway. Hey, we got our first tip of the stream rolling in, and you know what? That's fine. We need tips rolling in during the stopwatch run. This is supposed to measure real-world results. We could theoretically calculate mathematically which method is faster, but figuring out which method works better in a real-world environment, when I have been going for 48 hours and things have gotten wild here, that's what we're really about. So, here we go. Thank you so much to Craig for the 5, who says, "Hey, Joe, I love everything you make. Thanks for all the great laughs. Make sure to buy yourself a frosty beverage with the tip." Thank you, Craig. I will. No caffeine at the moment. Wow, we've already dumped 4 stacks of Blackstone in here. Once again, the timer is going to run from when we start placing the Blackstone to when we are done placing 27 stacks. That's 3 rows of Blackstone. Also, I need to be going in and posting the link to the PayPal because I realized I forgot to post that. Tips are welcome via paypal.me/JoeHills and YouTube Super Chat. Okay. Y'all, I gotta say, this was an exhilarating weekend. I had so much fun playing Among Us with NJ and her group on Friday night. Then the Hermits came in clutch on Saturday. It's so fun. I don't get to play a lot of games with Ren that aren't HermitCraft. We do occasional stuff like that Mario Kart stream that Ren showed up for. I get to hang out with Cleo every week with the crafting, but getting to hang out with Ren was a real special treat. I don't get to hang out with Manta or Janie enough either. And Manu, luckily, I get to see almost every Friday for Mystery Pinball Theater 3000, but it's always fun hanging out with him. Of course, we had Badger Spinner joining us not only for Dracula last night, where she was spectacular. Badger is going to be coming back on Wednesday afternoon. We're going to do a special birthday bonus stream, because Wednesday night I'm going out with friends for my birthday. So I'm not going to be streaming Wednesday night. Wednesday night is basically an off night for streaming anyway. Normally, it's kind of an editing catch-up night, but this Wednesday, birthday night. Wednesday afternoon, though, we're going to do a special bonus birthday stream. Badger Spanner and I are going to pick a short story with 2 speakers and do the dialogue together. It's going to be fantastic. We've already been brainstorming different accents we could use. So yeah, if you enjoyed Dracula last night, I will say, if you had a hard time with Badger's southern accent, don't worry, that's not the one that she's going to be using for the short story. Whatever we pick, We've got something else. We haven't narrowed down exactly what we're picking. But, yeah, so we're going to be hanging out, palling around on while I play some Minecraft. And it's going to be fantastic. I have some other things that I want to announce, but I can't tell if it's... Like, I have something else I want to announce Wednesday on that bonus stream. I think I'm ready to announce the pinball machine theme. And so I think that we're going to record the pinball machine theme selection segment during that Wednesday stream as well. I have been putting a lot of thought into this. My daughter has been hugely helpful. This has been one of her favorite things when we have our calls. And before that, when we would walk around, we try to get some exercise whenever we could, going on walks. She's really into pinball, and she really enjoys creative stuff. So we've been brainstorming for months, and we had it narrowed down, but the final selection has been made. I talked to my daughter about that on our call on Thursday, and I am going to be ready to announce and record that this next... So Wednesday when we do the afternoon bonus stream, it's not just going to be a reading. It's not just going to be a throwaway thing. We are also going to record the announcement of the pinball machine theme. So that's going to be really cool. I thought about trying to do that off camera and having it debut in a YouTube episode, but realistically, with the way my workflow is, there was no way to keep it secret really once I started working on it, right? So I kind of just, like, this just feels like doing it on Wednesday on my birthday. It gives the people who are like, I'm not really into the short stories. I'm more here. I'm more invested in the HermitCraft stuff. We're gonna hit both. We're gonna hit both. So it looks like somebody is having a birthday today. Who is that? NCat Gamer Tips 2, who says, happy early birthday from Texas. It's mine today. Well, happy birthday, NCat Gamer. Feliz cumpleaños a ti. Feliz cumpleaños a ti. Feliz cumpleaños a NCat Gamer. Feliz cumpleaños a ti. Y muchas más. Manatee Gag guesses that the theme will be the annexation of Puerto Rico. You know what? I will say we've got a community Discord, and I've been really brainstorming about ways to really kind of reconnect or create better connections between what I'm doing on the show and what's in the Discord. So you know what? We've got a HermitCraft room on the Discord. Anybody who wants to post a guess for what the theme will be, go ahead and let me find where that would be. That would be under. Oh, we have way too many channels. HermitCraft. So we're gonna do guess table theme. Write your guess for the pinball table theme to be revealed Wednesday afternoon on my birthday stream with Badger. And I don't have the exact start time of that Wednesday. I need to lock down some scheduling stuff before I can give you an exact hour we're going to be starting. You may also thumbs up other folks' votes you think might be right if they had the same guess as you, or you just like partial credit. That seems like a fair way to do it. And I'm going to pin that in the HermitCraft room of the Discord. Oh yeah, pin it. Okay. So Manatee Gag, if you really want to post that guess that it's Puerto Rico's annexation, you can go ahead and post that in the HermitCraft room on the Discord. Lot of guesses coming in. Wow, we are at 8 minutes and 50 seconds, and we are almost done with this Blackstone here. Hey, welcome, Stephanie Hall. My evening was good. I had some jalapeno dip and some tortilla chips for dinner because, like, I was just, like, too hype at the end of the stream. I have some digestive issues, and, like, if I'm very emotional, I can't really, like, eat. I was so excited when the stream ended. I was like, I'm just gonna snack for a little bit. But I haven't had any caffeine since the stream ended. This is just me burning off the surplus energy from before. But yeah, I had a fantastic weekend. I got to play 2 sessions of Among Us. I got to play like 3 hours of Among Us, which I haven't gotten to do for a long time. I got to play 3 hours of D&D. Unfortunately, one of our guests backed out at the last second because they were having internet problems, and so I was the fallback player. So I got to reprise my role as Handleton Beestinger, one of my favorite D&D characters. And so that was really fun. Plus, I got to play Quake for 2 hours this morning with NJ and Rex, and I was telling people, you know what is difficult is waking up early for work. You know, when I was doing my ROTC training as a Marine Option Midshipman, you know, waking up at 5 in the morning to go run, that was rough. You know, the alarm would go off and you'd be like, oh, I gotta go run. We gotta go do physical training. Like, ugh. But, you know, not as rough, though, as one of my first summer jobs. I was working in a styrofoam factory. And I was training to be a Marine. I had the same medical issues that meant I couldn't have dinner tonight precluded me from serving. But I trained in ROTC, but never got my commission. But anyway, hey, there we are. Stop the timer. 10 minutes and 50 seconds. I'm going to write that down. 10 minutes and 50 seconds going across. That's real world, 27 stacks. That's one full shulker. Okay. One full shulker of Blackstone. Took 10 minutes and 50 seconds going this way. Right? So. Okay. Another job I had, I was working in a styrofoam factory on the night shift, and they were understaffed, so they had us running 12-hour shifts. My shift started at like 11:30 at night, so I had to wake up at like 10:45 at night. If you think waking up at 5:30 in the morning is bad, try waking up at 10:45 at night, okay? And then going and working for 12 hours in a non-air conditioned styrofoam factory in the summer in Tennessee. It's better than working during the hottest part of the day, which is the afternoon. So we'd get out of there at around noon, but like still it was a lot, right? That was way harder than waking up at 5:30. But this morning I had set my alarm for about 6 a.m. 6:30 a.m. because I had to get some stuff taken care of before I started my segment. And, you know, that alarm goes off, and I woke up, and I'm like, it's Quake time! And you know what? I can wake up in the morning to play Quake and help a children's hospital, or 200 children's hospitals. That I can do gladly. And so thank y'all who showed up and supported the stream. We just got another tip rolling in from Luke, who tips 5, who says, thanks for being an inspiration. I really appreciate the way you go about making art. Well, thank you, Luke. I want to encourage folks to be able to be their own bosses and to make their own art. And like, that's part of what's special about being your own boss, is even when you're waking up earlier than you want to, some days it gets to be for the stuff that you want to do. Not every day. Not every day. There is a lot that you have to do when you run a business that you don't want to do. There's bookkeeping and invoicing and all sorts of financial stuff you got to keep track of. There's taxes. But you know what? Some percentage of the stuff in your business, hopefully a big percentage of the stuff in your business, is stuff that excites you. Stuff that makes you say, I am making a difference and I'm doing okay. You know? And waking up this morning to play Quake and help Child's Play, yeah, that's pretty good. So, okay, here we go. I'm ready to hit start on the next batch here. I should repost the tipping link. Once again, it's fine if tips roll in during the experiment. We're trying to find real-world timing. We're gonna alternate this. We're probably gonna do more than one trial of each too. So we just went across. Now we're gonna do a straight up and down one, right? And then we can do another across one. Aster Malice Flower says, your passion is such an inspiration. That's where I want to be, Aster. You know? That's where I want to be. And I'm trying to figure out, I've had a lot of time the last few years to kind of get this whole thing on its feet. And I've had a lot of time the last month or so to think about which parts are exciting and which parts are maybe something that would be better to let somebody else do. And I'm trying to really focus on making sure that I can bring... You know, I was actually talking during a stream on Friday about how the thing about your work is you don't always have to be excited by it. You know? It's your work, right? But when you're entertaining, I like to bring y'all the truth, you know, not like in a, oh, you know, here's what's going on behind the scenes, you know, type of thing. Not like conspiracy, like if you understood how the federal tax code was written, you'd understand who it's really meant to help type of stuff. But I mean, I want my art to present my truth wherever possible, right? And I want to share that, during the pandemic, a lot of it was a grind. A lot of it was hard and still is, and it's okay if it's hard for you, because it's hard for me too. I want to share that rather than being this Instagram Muppet where I'm like, if you bought these pants off Amazon, you'd be just as happy as I am, right? That is part of my truth, is that I'm tired, right? That I'm working very hard. But part of my truth is also that I have agency. I have control over certain things in my life as somebody who is a self-employed working artist. And I need to set an example there and find ways to maximize what is exciting artistically in how I spend my time during the day. So when I come in here, I can show y'all what's possible. And also accept the reality that you never get rid of all of it. You're always paying taxes. You're always doing bookkeeping. There's always administrative stuff, right? There's always organizational stuff. There's always work. But, like, you can't... If you are actually your own boss, you can reprioritize. You can make choices. You can choose to say, maybe this isn't going to be the most profitable thing, but this is going to be what brings me the most happiness. And in a creative industry where you're trying to create art that reflects your truth, you don't want your truth to be miserable, right? I'm not going to start lying to you. One of my goals for the next year is for the show to be higher energy. I want the YouTube episodes to turn around faster. I want to do more streams. I want to connect more with the audience. I want to travel and meet you all at conventions and stuff like that. And, like, figuring out how I need to structure my day and my week and my month and my year so that whatever truth and energy goes into my work reflects that in a positive way. That's what I'm trying to get to. And it's not going to be easy because, like, I have a lot of responsibilities and they're all important. And it's going to be a challenge, but acknowledging I have the agency to face that challenge is crucial, you know? I can't, it's not, I can't, I need to recognize when I can stop myself from getting bogged down, right? Because it's not other people's fault if I get bogged down at a certain point. It's mine. It's whatever minor tweaks or changes I've been doing haven't been enough. And I just need to accept that I have the agency to make major changes as needed. And so I'm going to be working on figuring out exactly what that looks like. I've started taking steps toward that this weekend. So I'm feeling really good about the next few months. Better than I have in a long time. Okay. Elijah says, seeing Joe be so unapologetically himself has helped me feel more confident and secure with myself and my eccentricities. I'm really grateful. Hey, I'm glad to hear it, Elijah. And Chloe the Great and Powerful says, good evening, everyone. Draw for Charity was a blast. Congrats on hitting that goal, Joe. Thank you so much, Chloe the Great and Powerful. I saw you there. I saw you donating. Thank you for supporting Child's Play. Miss Canuck says, I don't want higher energy if it comes at the expense of your health or your sanity or your family time. I'd rather a healthy, happy Joe than a Joe forcing himself for our entertainment. Well, that's the thing, Miss Canuck, is I'm not trying to say, I'm not rolling in here saying, let me buy more Red Bull so I can be more energetic on stream. I'm saying, what am I stressed out about? When I wake up in the middle of the night stressed, what am I stressed out about? And how do I fix it? When I get into the shower, if I'm not thinking about creative artistic stuff, it used to be I'd get in the shower and I'd think about songs and poems, and now I'm stuck thinking about all of this minutia that's a distraction. My goal is to get that out of my life as much as possible, right? So this is not me saying, oh yeah, let's artificially have more energy. This is me saying, let's meaningfully find ways to take the things that are stressing me out, that aren't really central to what I do, and try to figure out how to have somebody else do them, right? Because I really, really love being here and making fun things for y'all. And I want y'all to get to experience shows like this, right? I want y'all to come in here and see me excited about making something fun in Minecraft. Welcome, Sammy Raiders! Woo! Devin Crotty, 2nd, 5th, Kindleless, Billy Bacon Twitch. Glad y'all could be here. So, here's what we are doing. We are about to start an experiment. I have a full shulker of Blackstone in my inventory. My brain is fried from Draw for Charity. We raised $16,000 during the 48-hour charity stream, Raiders. You might have missed that. But anyway, I've got a stopwatch here. We're going to see how long it takes. We've tried one method already of placing the Blackstone. With the Swift Sneak. We're going to try a second technique, which is less dependent on the Swift Sneak, but might be more mentally challenging. And I'm not sure if I'm coordinated enough to do it. This is probably the most tired I will ever be on stream. I am just still riding the excitement. I haven't had any caffeine for hours. I'm riding the excitement of Draw for Charity hitting and exceeding their goal. Our goal was 12,000. We hit 16,000. Thank you to everyone who came out. I saw some of you there from the Sammy raid. We're at Draw 4 this weekend, so you might have missed me thanking you for showing up, for tipping, for raiding during Draw 4. Appreciate y'all. Saucefire, our incredible dungeon master, thank you as well. I had so much fun playing in that game that you ran. I hate that it was at someone else's expense, but you know what? I'm always glad to be a backup for something that awesome and terrifyingly pun-filled. Okay, so I'm gonna hit start on the stopwatch, and we're gonna unload a shulker of Blackstone into the pinball machine back box as quickly as possible. And go. Okay. Uh-oh. So this method is already going poorly in some ways. We're wasting time removing a block. Okay, so now for this method to work, what we're going to do is we're just going to hold down jump. I feel like we're going to waste a lot more time jumping. That's one thing about the other method we tried, is we don't really jump because we're placing the blocks down below us, ahead of us. But Chloe the Great and Powerful on the YouTube chat says the D&D game was awesome. I am so glad. Yeah, we appreciate you, and we're glad you had an awesome time, Chloe. Mr. Lance says, that's awesome to hear that D4C was able to get past their goal. Well, thank you, Mr. Lance. I don't know if I actually saw your name in the donation list, but I saw you in the chat when some anonymous ones rolled in. And maybe your name was in the list too. I am really tired. So I'm just going to give you credit. I appreciate you showing up and possibly supporting, but I'm like 99% sure you gave. I am really tired. The only reason that I didn't cancel the stream is I'm too hype about hitting the goal to go to sleep. I would not be in bed anyway. Badger points out that Lance definitely donated with his name. Thank you. Okay, I'm glad to hear that. I thought I saw that, but I'm not necessarily beyond the point of false memories in terms of the that. Yeah, Chloe the Great and Powerful confirms Lance did definitely donate. Okay, people saw his name. Cool. I am not actually going crazy. Okay. Yeah, that's right. Mr. Lance was there when I was scared I was going to have to shave my beard. Okay, so now we're going to Ender Pearl down. I think that's faster than falling myself. Maybe not. Is it faster to fall or to throw something straight down? Okay. I'm glad you got to hang out, a Mad Hatter 13. Yeah, even if you couldn't support this year, you know, the fact that you know about us now, maybe if you get a job later where you're better able to support causes like this, you know, like we don't put the stream behind a paywall. We don't say, like, you have to give at least $5 to Child's Play to watch our stream. The stream is free for everyone to enjoy. We want to get people excited about the good that is being done in the world, because some people might see that stream and go, oh man, I can't afford to support something like that. But you know what? Maybe I should try to apply for one of those hospital IT jobs, setting up Nintendo Switches or something. Maybe there's some other way that I could contribute or help or something, right? So, there's always opportunities for good to be put out into the world. And we are... oh, dang it. The bed's too far away. So this is another potential problem with this particular method, is that beds are harder to use. So we are... Once again, we could mathematically calculate the block placing, jumping, all this stuff. What we're trying to do is get real-world results. How long does it take to place a shulker of Blackstone in Minecraft? The other method we used took 10 minutes and 50 seconds to do 27 stacks of Blackstone. We are currently dealing with method B, which is jumping straight up. And Darth Vorthen says, wait, I thought Joe worked on the back box last night. I did, but I'm working on it again because we still have a bunch of shulkers of Blackstone left. Okay, so here we go. Whew. Okay, so also, Sammy Raiders, if you're just coming in, you might have missed that I haven't set an exact time for my Wednesday afternoon stream. I'm gonna mention that in tomorrow's newsletter. In the I'm gonna have time between now and then to sort out what my schedule is exactly. Wednesday is my birthday, so I'm gonna be doing craft stream with Cleo as usual in the morning, and then I'm gonna do a bonus birthday stream in the afternoon on HermitCraft. Badger Spanner is going to join me in studio, and we're going to do a special short story reading with myself reading one of the characters and Badger reading another. And we are also, for those of you who are like, I don't really care about the pinball stuff, or I don't really care about the reading story stuff. I just care about Minecraft. I care about HermitCraft. Joe, could you do some HermitCraft stuff? If you're going to be logged on to the HermitCraft server, could you maybe record a segment or two on your birthday? Well, I have a segment that I was really thinking maybe I should record off camera and then reveal in the video. And what I decided was that instead I'll record it as part of that birthday stream. And that is going to be unveiling the theme of the pinball machine. I have been working on that with my daughter for months now, trying to narrow down different options. And at this point, the choice has become clear. I kind of had a few reservations about the theme I was going with that have now been completely alleviated. So we are going to be announcing during the Wednesday afternoon stream, we're going to be unveiling the pinball machine theme, and I am very, very excited. Breach says, I'm going to miss it. I'm at camp all week. Well, don't worry, because it's still going to end up in a video. You would have missed it if I didn't record it on camera anyway, right? Like, if I recorded it, like, in secret and then slipped it into the video, you wouldn't know, right? Saucefire says, I just saw Tiny Joe. Has he been there all along? Yeah, every day at 6 a.m. Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania time, the face camera resets, because in this house we follow Groundhog Day rules. Did you not see the cross stitch I held up during the stream? I know you were dungeon mastering, Sauce, but I literally have a cross stitch that says, in this house we follow Groundhog Day rules. My friend Shannon Sarr made it. But yeah, I'm down here putting hot in the hot bar in slot 9. And tips are welcome via paypal.me/JoeHills and YouTube Super Chat. We are currently $8 away from the first face camera expansion. But yeah, Stephanie says, I love that you were working on the theme with your daughter. Yeah, well, that's the thing is, like, since she can't be on camera for my show, she likes to be involved with, like, the artistic decision-making. And I feel like that's a really great thing for us to talk about because I'm not a 9-year-old child. And so, like, you know, it's one of those things, like, if we go for a walk and we're walking around for 40 minutes, you know, I could ask her how school is or what she's, you know, thinking about this or that. But, like, you know, there's not, like, our lives are very different, right? And so, but she's a very artistic and creative person. And so we really benefit from talking about like what we're working on or what we're thinking about creatively, right? And so, we could talk for hours, and we did, about first, what makes a good pinball machine theme. We talked about themes of different pinball machines that we played when we would go to arcades and things like, okay, so what has a good theme but doesn't play well? What could have been changed to make it better? Blah, blah, blah. And what restrictions do I have for my pinball machine theme that normal arcade doesn't, Because it's like, okay, it's really cool that there's a Guardians of the Galaxy pinball game, but I couldn't get the rights to Guardians of the Galaxy, right? Now, in theory, like, when Rendog built his giant Star Wars area in the last season, he didn't get the rights to Star Wars. We just kind of hoped they wouldn't sue us. Scar building his Disneyland thing, it's kind of the same thing, where it's like, we'll probably be fine. But on some level, I dare to dream that one day I will have a wood shop, and it would be so cool. It would be so cool to be able to build an actual, like, working version of what I'm trying to come up with here. That I really don't love the idea of making something that I could never get the rights to, right? So we talked extensively about what I plausibly could get the rights to or what I don't need to get the rights to, right? What could I make, and so it's like, okay, who do I know that I could write a letter to and maybe get the rights to make a pinball machine from? Because, I've been working on YouTube and Twitch and stuff like that for a long time. And so, it's the sort of thing like, the answer isn't literally no one. It's there's some cool stuff out there. I know some cool people, like, which of these avenues are worth exploring, or what's in the public domain, what's fair use, that sort of thing. Ty Gamer says it's going to be functional in HermitCraft. In HermitCraft, it's going to be an Elytra course, because the player with Elytra and Rockets is the only thing that could actually move fast enough to emulate or simulate a 95 mile per hour stainless steel ball. Because, when that ball comes off the flipper, 95 miles an hour. I don't know what that is in kilometers per hour. I would assume 120 kilometers per hour, but that's just my guess. I might be wrong there. I just popped a totem, so we had to go get a new one. We are at 9 minutes and 58 seconds. So I feel like this method, while it seems like it would be faster, is actually a lot slower. $10, $12. Okay. $10.24, $10.25. Boy, I'm really curious. When we hit $10.50, I want to see how much we have left. It's one thing, like, I don't want to slow us down until we hit that. But, oh, come on. 10:43, 10:44. Aubrey Rose says, could it be Dracula themed? That's an example of something that's in the public domain. Okay, we hit 10:20 and we hit 10:50 and we still have a whole row and change left. 152 kilometers per hour. Okay, so yeah, you see what I mean? Like, pinball machines, the ball goes so fast. And I will say, I played ping pong for the first time in years the other day, and I am way better at ping pong than I ever was in my life. Probably because I've been playing pinball every day during my breaks. It's really been great for my hand-eye coordination. Okay, so we're going to find out exactly how long this takes. We'll keep using this method for now, but I don't know if these results are this far apart. I don't know that this is going to need a repeat. Also, real quick, we got a tip rolling in from Mr. Lance for 100, who says, I know you don't do the charity event for your personal gain, but you did an amazing job this weekend. Here is my appreciation for your efforts. Woo! Thank you very much, Mr. Lance. That's 5 face camera expansions. So here we go. We're going to need those chains later. Not yet, though. First off, please direct your attention down here to slot 9, where I'm putting the hot in the hot bar so I can say howdy, y'all. Grow Hills here, expanding as I always do in Nashville, Tennessee. Dee-da-dee-da-dee, dee-da-dee-da-dee-dee-dee. And then for number 2, expand. Also, Sauce Fire. This is that thing I was telling you about. In this house, we follow Groundhog Day rules. Boom. Okay, but anyway, the actual face, that was the middle of expansion number 2. Expansion number 2 isn't done yet. It's actually going to end up down here. D. Numero tres. Bigger face. La 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 la. Number 4. How about some more? And then for the 5th expansion, y'all have seen that money go straight to my head with each face camera expansion. But now, like Jacob Marley, these chains I forged in life are about to begin pulling us down to the deep below. Enter the Jost. Bum, 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 bum. Lowering the opacity now to 90%. At this point, each additional face camera expansion will be accompanied by a corresponding drop in opacity. Tips are welcome via paypal.me/JoeHills and YouTube Super Chat. Thank you, Mr. Lance, for all 5 of those face camera expansions. We are now 8 away from the next face camera expansion, and I'm gonna go. Okay. Baby Ape Plays says, I love your energy. Thank you. I had a fantastic weekend. I had one of the best weekends I've had in a long time. Thank you to everyone who showed up and helped out. Thank you to Badger Spanner for helping behind the scenes, making coffee and all sorts of other things. Cause like I was going all weekend. It was a lot, and y'all showing up and supporting the charity meant so much. It's so fantastic. Dang it. Another tot. And another tot's gone. And another tot's done. Another tot bites the dust. Okay, so we're gonna grab that, put that in our offhand. Yeah. Badger also obviously helped us with our Saturday stream that we raided into the charity stream from, and also was one of our Among Us players on Saturday. Woo! So thank you, Badger, all the way through. Fantastic amount of help. I need more chops. It's all tots. Believe me, I've been buying chops. I just keep eating them. This method is a lot more expensive on totems. Yeah, it does seem so. That's part of what we're testing, though. Because in the back of my head, I was like, it really feels like going straight up and down would be faster. But so, like, if I was watching TV, right? If I was sitting here with, like, something on. Or let's say I was watching Hot Nudge. Let's say Hot Nudge was playing Pinball, and I'm like, let me just burn through some of this real quick. My instinctive thing would actually be to go like this. I found the other method is actually easier when I'm streaming, but when I'm trying to, like, zone out, there's, like, less hand-eye coordination required during the jump up part. So it's kind of easier for me to zone out. But it's not easier for me to read, because the problem with this method is that the jumping down part requires way more hand-eye coordination than anything in the other method, or you die and you need a totem, and you need to go get a new totem. But yeah. If you angle slightly up from straight down. Wait, if I shift, would this go faster? Would I jump lower if I was shifting? Oh, man, maybe. What was the other method? The other method was doing 3 blocks at a time, sneaking forward. And that took 10 minutes and 50 seconds to do the entire shulker. This shulker is attempt 2 with the up and down method, or the straight up method, and we are at 16 minutes, 18 seconds. Aha, see, by deploying the elytra rings right at the end, we avoided wasting the totem. Would jump boost help? No, because it would actually make it harder for me to place the block. I would actually overshoot it, I think. Because I was actually thinking shift jumping, I would jump lower, maybe. A jump boost beacon will let you place 2 blocks at once. Wait, really? I thought I would be out of reach of the lower one. Can I flood the walkway so I take no damage? In theory, yes. Oh, man, I was thinking I would heal while I was doing that. Oh, boy, we still have half a row left. And we need to waste time healing before we jump again. This method is seeming like it is not a winner. But I really, at this point, I'm so far in the experiment, I want to see how much worse it is. It's clear that this is worse. Jump boost lets you place 2 at once, but then there's a bit of an odd delay, so I'm not sure if it's faster or not. Okay. The problem is moving a beacon over here would be like a whole separate task that I am not prepared for at the moment. I am prepared to place Blackstone at the moment. I'm not prepared to do this. Nightshade Owl Live says, chat just casually discussing copyright law while Joe is trying to figure out the best way to not die. I love it here. See? Yeah, that's part of what I'm trying to create. It's the Joe Hills difference. Yay, we didn't die. I could try one of my leaping potions to see if jump boost feels faster or slower. Oh, that's a good point. We did make some of those. Oh boy, we're at 18 minutes and 50 seconds. Wow. What if I try eating on the way down to avoid wasting time? That feels like... Yeah, emote spammers get banned here, Galaxy Boy. That's why... So that's the thing, is if you're a Twitch partner, you want people to emote spam, so then everybody else goes, I don't have those emotes. I feel left out. I need to send the money so I can do the emote spam. And I'm like, that's actually one of the reasons that I don't want to be a Twitch partner, is then people would expect me to add emotes, and I think it would make the chat worse. I honestly think that it creates a perverse incentive, right? The streamer benefits more financially if the chat is worse. And I don't... That feels wrong to me. That feels wrong. And so, like, doing the 3 chat thing, okay, I really want there to be 3 good chats. And objectively, the Discord chat is always going to be the easiest to keep good because there's no drive-in bots. And everybody there is, you know, a paying Patreon supporter. So they're not like, you know, some random person who's just like, lol, you're playing Minecraft wrong, right? But, you know, it's limiting. If we only had that chat, we wouldn't get the benefit of having folks from all over the world who don't necessarily have the ability to access Patreon in their country, or aren't in a place financially to be able to afford it, or all sorts of other things. I think having the 3 chats is a really good way to keep all 3 chats good, if that makes sense. Like, is there a way to make a 2-wide pillar? Maybe, but it requires a lot more coordination than I have. I just got done with a 48-hour charity stream, and so... We're not gonna try. Okay, woo. Okay, wait. That was the end of that shulker of Blackstone. 21 minutes 6 seconds. Going straight up. 1 full shulker full of Blackstone. Okay. I miss Mixer too, Badger. Okay. Welcome, Rex Verdi. Okay. Pathfinder says, are you unable to make emotes people can use for free on Twitch? I don't want to make them even if I could. We did all take Mixer for granted. So, you know what? I'm the sort of person, when Microsoft bought Mixer and then ruined it, I'm like, if I was better at what I did earlier in life, I could have bought Mixer and maybe not ruined it. I wouldn't have just given it to Facebook for free, at least. But I wasn't there. I didn't get to that point. But you know what? Maybe if I'm really good at making art, I can be there for the next one. Okay. So, Josh, I'm glad you appreciate my work. I will indeed keep it up. That is my plan. Kindle says check PayPal. Yeah, I'll do a manual refresh because we've been doing this. Scientific, pseudo-scientific test. I have not been going out of my way to force refresh PayPal. Usually, I do that when there's like a break in the action, and like this has felt like a timed event, so I have not been breaking in the action. Let's see, hard refresh on PayPal. Hey, let's see, we got one from. Here it is, Kindleist. Thank you. Yeah. Kindleist here says you're still in slot 9, so expando muchly, I guess. Yeah, I'm not sure why that took so long, because clearly you sent that before Mr. Lance's thing went through, but the actual alert came through after. Computers! But it did arrive, so thank you, Kindleist, for calling that to my attention. And that was for 73. Woo! Okay, so let's see. The first 8, that gets you 1 expansion. 28, 48, 68, and then another 5 to get to 73. So that is 3 face camera expansions, right? Yeah. Is it? No. 1, 2, 3, 4 face camera expansions. I can do math with a tool that helps me do it. Okay, so here we go. It's time to expand just and let's lower the opacity now by 10% to 80%. Numero dos, expand just lowering the opacity now to 70%. Now we are about to hit the most obnoxious face camera expansion milestone, the Tony Stark helmet cam. Here we go. It's time to grow hills. All right, we are in the most obnoxious face camera expansion milestone, Tony Stark helmet cam, lowering the opacity to 60%. Everybody who's tipped up to this point has been making the camera more obnoxious. But don't worry, tips beyond this point will make it less obnoxious because it can only get more transparent, but I'm already covering the whole screen. Like, I can't cover more of the screen. So anyway, for the 4th of Kindleist's expansions, it's time to grow hills. And we are now at T. Joe Eckhillsburg, lowering the opacity to 50%. Woo! Mr. Lance says it might be because Kindleist has foreign money. Oh, I think Kindleist is from Canada. Yeah, sometimes PayPal takes longer to process stuff internationally. Thank you. Excellent point. I actually need to make that slightly larger. Hold on. If I can see the bottom of my nose, we're not truly in T. Joe Eckhillsburg. There we go. And then Jared tips another 5. That's going to put us 10 away from the next face camera expansion. Who says, Joe, I really appreciate if you could automate some of your stream antics, like increasing the size, but you do it yourself every time. I appreciate that you could, but choose to do it yourself. Yeah, exactly. This is part of the performance in the performance art. Like eating hand-grown vegetables from the farmer's market. Yes, every time I bite into a delicious carrot that I knew someone threw by hand, I think, this is how my face expands. Jared says, Joe's the eccentric fudge vendor at the market who never tells you what's really in that fudge. That's the Joe Hills difference. Well, thank you, Jared, for supporting the show. Thank you, Kindleist. Appreciate your patience there. Thank you for letting me know to... Oh, no, it's going to be dark. It is dark. We need to lay our heads down and dream. Lay your heads down. Okay. So the camera's in a slightly different place. I moved it because of the draw 4 thing earlier. And so I'm kind of like, I keep looking slightly off to... Okay, somehow that's worse. Oh, it's because okay. It should work now. We should be set. Okay. Tweaking the camera. Live. Okay. We need to now go get 27 more Blackstone, and we're going to do another round of going back and forth. And so up we go. We don't start the timer until we actually start placing blocks. No, what? You're killing me, Smalls. That's right. We had to put it on top of that one because I forgot we had to put it on top of there because it didn't. Oh, but the way we've gone across it, that doesn't help anyway. It's okay. You know what? It's fine. We're not gonna worry about it. So, okay, we're gonna get one more shulker box here. We need a full shulker worth of blackstone. So 27 stacks here for our thing. We will start the clock once we get up here. And once we are prepared to start placing our first block, let's see a hard refresh on PayPal before we do. Quick reminder, tips are welcome via paypal.me/JoeHills and YouTube Super Chat. Okay. D for C is draw for charity. We did a charity fundraiser earlier this weekend for 48 hours and raised $16,115 for Child's Play. I say we because it was a true group effort. I'm going to start the timer because I can talk about this while we place blocks. It was a true group effort. Our incredible board got everything set up. I have stepped back heavily from the day-to-day planning of Draw for Charity this year. So if anybody here is like, Joe, you see, you've been stressed out lately. Is there anything there you could draw back on? No. I will say Brosephine, Liz, Boots, Pasta, and NJ did a fantastic job of handling all the behind-the-scenes logistics, with the exception of like my I had to plan my HermitCraft thing, the Hermits and Friends thing. I had to send some invites. I need to send some thank you messages. But like the weekend, no, they took care of all of that. I got to focus on the fun parts. They got to have some fun too. We all had a lot of fun. The whole board had fun. But I definitely have not been stressing about the behind the scenes stuff. So huge props to them. Huge thanks to them for letting me get to have the joy of helping Child's Play, while also having like 90% of my time spent on this for the year be the fun on-screen stuff, rather than like they've been working super hard behind the scenes for weeks. The weekend was a huge success because of all of that planning. I had a blast, and I appreciate everyone here who showed up and supported Child's Play. So yeah. But like, that's the thing too, is I will say, kind of going into it, I felt kind of guilty that I hadn't been as involved with the behind the scenes stuff, because it's like, you know, it's like, oh, everybody worked really hard. It's like, I hope I'm still contributing. And then when I would raid and y'all would show up and stick around and be active in the chat and watch and give money, like when y'all were retweeting, Pasta mentioned that like when they tweeted that I was going to be one of the guests, that one got more retweets and likes and shared more widely on Twitter immediately than like a lot of the other announcements. It's like y'all helped me feel like I was bringing a lot to the table, even though NJ says, Joe, you did what you could. I know I did what I could. And I was worried it would not be enough, but it was. It was because y'all showed up. Y'all supported Draw for Charity, and it was a very, very good weekend. I really, really appreciate y'all. Hey, Rex is in the chat too. Rex, thank you for joining us for Quake this morning. It was great having you there. I had so much fun. I really miss hanging out with you guys on Sunday morning. My Sundays have been everything. My whole life has been busier lately. I'm trying to get it under control. But yeah. Y'all are fantastic. Thank you for showing up. So yeah, you guys see, like, this might seem like it's slower, but because I'm only losing the time when I'm swift sneaking forwards. I'm not losing the time of every jump. I have to do 3 jumps there, right? But then we're going back across. Muy bien, Abner J. Hernandez. Y ustedes? Yeah, Mrs. Tango showed up and streamed. Cleo and Ren showed up. Like, it was so great. It was so great getting a chance to just hang out with my friends, and I really appreciate the rest of the folks on the Draw for Charity board making all this possible. It was such a refreshing weekend. and an inspiring weekend. I'm feeling really good about everything in the long term. And that's going to require me, like I said, making some potentially scary or aggressive changes with how I structure my time in order to really keep my energy focused where it needs to be creatively. But I've tried so many small things that, like, I have enough data now to know that, like, it's going to take some bigger restructuring, but it's restructuring that's intended to get YouTube episodes out quicker, more streams, and to make sure that the stuff that I'm doing for the community, I'm able to be more directly involved with. One of the things that's always been bothering me, not always, but like for the last couple of years, is we have a book club channel, for example, in the Discord. And every month that I don't pick a book for us all to read and then we talk about, I'm like, why didn't I have time for that? And, like, I know the answer. I'm just going to have to figure out ways to offload certain things in my life so I have time to focus on doing those sorts of things with the community, right? Because, like, trying to figure out how to interpret, like, Discord's policy on, like, what is or is not this or that. It's like I'm getting too boggled down in some other company's terms of service. Like, I just, that's not artistic. That's not creative. That doesn't feel like leadership. That feels like Discord's not paying me to enforce their terms of service. And I don't want to be worrying about edge cases or this or that. I want to be focusing on creative and constructive and meaningful communication, you know? So I think I figured out a way to do that, and we're going to experiment with that a little bit in the fall, and I think that should open up a lot more time. And if I'm wrong, then at least I'll have known that at least I'll know I'm not too scared to try big changes. Because one of the differences between being in survival, disaster, recovery, crisis mode and saying, like, you know what, I have agency, I have control of my situation, is whether or not you're willing to, what kinds of risks you're willing to take. How like, your relationship with the status quo says a lot about where you are as a person, I think. And I have been so focused on making a few things work right that I've just been like, I can't worry about these other things. I'm just gonna assume that the way things are going is the way things should go, and you can't do that forever. You gotta really start looking at stuff and saying, what is in my way? What is distracting from the most meaningful parts of what I do? And this weekend, helping out something like Draw for Charity is one of the most meaningful things I could do. And that's been really good at helping me, really, really reassuring. Like I said, helping me to have a good sense of perspective. I'm not making any overnight changes. I'm making a plan to start making changes this fall. Boom. 7 minutes and 42 seconds on that. 7 minutes and 42 seconds on that shulker. And I think the only difference is I looked up slightly more. Somebody had told me I was looking I wasn't looking forward enough. So I actually went 3 minutes and 8 seconds faster by just looking forward. Baby 8 Plays says, don't feel like you need to take time away from your free time and failing time just to entertain us. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that I'm taking the time that I'm currently spending, like, reading the Discord terms of service to figure out if screenshotting a Discord conversation is a violation of the terms of service. Like, I can't police that stuff. I can't deal with it. Like, I just need to restructure things so that I'm not, like, what I'm saying is there are parts of this business. It's not the entertaining you that's a problem. It's all of this minutia and overhead and legalism that is killing me. It's just eating too much of my creative time. I mentioned earlier, like, it used to be I would get in the shower and I'd start thinking about song lyrics or builds. And now I get into the shower and I start thinking about how the Twitter terms of service and how the Discord terms of service compare on screenshotting content. And the fact that the word content is in my brain at all means something is wrong. That's not where I need to be. That's not what I want to do. And so, yeah, I don't work for Discord, and I'm doing work for them for free. And I'm done, basically. And so I'm going to figure out a way to stop doing that. That will go into effect at the beginning of October. So, okay. Let's go ahead and reset that. Let's do another trial of this method. And see if we can recreate that 742, or get close to it. So, third across trial. Yeah, that's the other thing, is if Discord gets bought out and I have to switch to a self-hosted thing, that's a whole separate thing. Like, there's a whole separate thing there. Okay. So let's see if we have any tips that rolled in during then. Okay. No. Tips are welcome via paypal.me/JoeHills and YouTube Super Chat. But yeah, like I said, I want to be spending my time figuring out how to run how to get the monthly book club running on Discord again. Like, you know, for example, like, Discord has a rule against implied nudity. I don't want to spend my time or pay my staff to debate what is or is not implied nudity, right? That's not the art that I want to make. That's not where I want to... That doesn't help me creatively. I feel like that's kind of this dumb, like, puritanical, like, thing. Like, you go to an art museum, there's real nudity everywhere. In oil paintings and sculptures, but, you know, Discord says you can't have implied nudity, which means you can't have implied nudity. So then it's like, okay, so somebody posted a picture of themselves. Is that implied nudity? I don't know. I don't care. But I don't want to pay somebody to figure it out, and I don't want to figure it out. So then it's like, well, what are my options, you know? So, like, just stuff like that is what I'm saying. Well, at least in non-NSFW rooms, right? So, but I don't want to run NSFW channels. So, like, that, but this is what I'm saying, is it's this whole, like, rabbit hole of, like, trying to find ways to deal with their legalistic stuff that I really just don't care about. But if I don't follow it, they could just kick us from the platform. Right? So, I don't want to be kicked from the platform. It's... Yeah, so, like, this is what I'm saying. Like, there's so many better things, and I'm figuring out ways that I can restructure how I interact with Discord and what I let Discord control about my community. I'm really not keen on giving Discord any more say in how I spend my time. And so, finding ways to take the best things that we get out of Discord and amplify those, spend more time on those, and get the distractions out of the way. That's kind of, that's an example of how I'm trying to reclaim my time. Not streaming less, not making fewer videos. Those are the things that enrich me creatively. Those are the things I love doing. So yeah, don't be like, Joe, stream less if you're feeling creatively tired. No, don't stream less. Spend less time reading the Discord terms of service. Right? And this is what happens to some degree when you let anyone else control any part of your stack, any part of your business, you know? Like, Discord keeps adding features because they want you to be more and more invested in their platform. Like, when I started on Discord, I don't think you could even post images, right? And then they were like, oh, we better add posting images because then people can't just switch to IRC, right? It's like, but we don't need stuff like that. That's just vendor lock-in. I'm really having a hard time not swearing. Like, I can't let Discord's vendor lock-in nonsense ruin my day or my week. Like, I know that when I have time to focus on being creative, and when I have time to focus on meaningful exchanges with people, doing the book clubs, doing meetups in real life, like, I want to be more of a part of this community, and I want to be a better leader of this community, and I need to direct my energy to do it. And I have gotten too far into the weeds. This is so much faster with this. Just that slight angle. There's so much more speed. We're at 4 minutes, 25 seconds on this batch. And I can't tell how much we play so far, but it feels a lot. Yeah, there's almost no downtime here compared to when we were going up and down. There's those 3 hops I got to do when I turn around every time, but I'm not burning a lot of food. Got to get that right angle again, the proper angle there for the maximum speed. If you go too far, you start skipping blocks, and that's not desirable. P. Marenkek says you should publish these results, Joe. I'm planning on the stuff. Oh wait, do you mean the block placing thing? I don't know if that's a good use of. I might mention that in the episode, but I don't think I'm gonna do a blog post about it. I thought you meant the results of me like restructuring my Discord, because that will actually be in my newsletter. We're gonna try an experiment for about 3 months, October through December, scaling things back based on what I'm wasting the most time on. And that might not seem like a very smart way to do it, but it's going to seem very selfish. But honestly, I have tried delegating a lot of aspects of the Discord, and there are just certain things that keep requiring my attention personally. And I've been doing this for long enough now to realize, like I said, it's really gotten in the way of my creative process. And so, hey, there we go. 6 minutes and 14 seconds. 6 minutes and 14 seconds on that third trial. So that 1050 was actually a fluke. Wow, I wasn't leaning forward enough. I was not leaning forward enough. That makes a huge difference. But yeah, basically, and this is one of those things, I'm not in any way trying to complain about my community. I'm very happy about my community, and that's why I want to find ways to make this work. I will say, it was really disheartening at the Minecraft Creator Summit. I mentioned that I had a Discord, and like a lot of the other creators were like, "Oh yeah, I shut mine down. I gave it away. I couldn't handle it." Because I was like, "How are you guys dealing with these problems?" And they're like, "We all gave up." Oh, whoops! I should probably restart that. But you know, honestly, we've got 3. We know pretty sure this is like, and I'm like, I don't want to give up, but I also need to recognize when what I'm doing isn't working. So I need to change gears. But, like, there's just certain things where as you scale up, there are certain things that Discord wants you to do. You know what? This is actually a lot like... This is a lot like how... this is a lot like the emoji thing. You know how you guys were talking about how, like, hey, a lot of bigger Twitch streamers, their chats are full of emotes. And it's like, yeah, because the emotes are better financially for the person running the stream than actual conversation, right? Moderating actual conversation is harder, and those emotes make people want to buy subscriptions, right? And so, like, Discord is structured the same way. Discord keeps adding features and making changes that are designed so that you get more locked into Discord, And so that they don't really want people like me running communities that are private. They really want you to set your community to public and like all this other stuff. Like it's the tools. Like, you know, if somebody complains about a message and that message is deleted, like the moderation tools on Discord are terrible. Like, there's just top to bottom. Like, the platform is not designed for people to do what I do. And it's very frustrating. Sorry, I know I'm complaining a lot, but this is in the context of people were like, because I was talking about how I'm making positive changes to reclaim my time and my creative energy. And people kept saying, like, oh, you don't have to stream. You don't have to stream this much if that's what's draining it. Streaming does not drain me. Recording does not drain me. It's this stuff. I'm trying to reassure y'all. And like I said, it's not a problem with my community or anyone in my community. It's a problem with the Discord system, the Discord structure. And so I need to figure out how to route around their damage because they are making problems now that didn't exist 7 years ago when I created my Discord, right? And so I've got to sort out what can I do great that no one else can do. I think only Joe Hills can run the Joe Hills Book Club on Discord. And I've been too tired from dealing with Discord's other nonsense to actually run that book club. So that's stupid. But one of the objectives of making changes would be give me the time back to run the book club. Let's run the book club right. You know, that sort of thing. So I'm not saying that, like, I'm not capable of using this for good. I'm saying I'm too bogged down to use it for good, and I'm going to fix that. Yeah, the Discord's my Discord has been around for 7 years. I don't know how long the company has been around, but, like, yeah. Running a small Discord between friends is a lot different. Mr. Lance says, I wouldn't be opposed to an old school internet forum as a replacement for Discord. Honestly, Lance, if Discord got bought by Facebook or something like that, I would probably spin up something like that on one of my web servers. That would probably be the direction we go. And in some ways, what I'm considering for this October trial would structurally be similar to how that might work, except we would keep it on Discord. I'm still brainstorming the exact structure, but we've got right now probably dozens of Discord channels, and my goal would be to keep the categories that are all about community interaction between me and the community, because that's where I want the focus to be. I want the Discord to be a place for me to hang out with y'all. And so, like, the travel, the meetup stuff, like, planning to meet up with you in Chicago is something that should absolutely be in the Discord for Chicago Pinball Expo, right? That's something that's about me meeting you, right? You and Kindleless and Sammy, anybody else who's going to be there, right? That's something that's about the community and their relationship to me. And that is something that I should host. That's something I should run. The book club is something I should run, right? But, you know, some of the other stuff, like, you know, I don't, like, when we started the Animal Crossing channels, that was because I was coordinating stuff in Animal Crossing with the community, and then I stopped having time because of problems with the custody case. I was like, I need to cut some time out of my day so I can deal with this custody nonsense, and the time came from Animal Crossing. And so then it ended up being more about the community interacting with the rest of the community, which has a value, but it adds administrative overhead for me to host it, right? And so I think that's for more stuff like that, that's about the community interacting with each other. That's the sort of stuff that I want to maybe encourage community members to host for themselves, right? Like, there's definitely open source frameworks for forums. I've run some of them in the past for various projects. I'm very comfortable running PHP MySQL-based forum software. That is in no way scary for me. In fact, it's way less scary than continuing to run Discord, because Discord is a company where I have no vote, no control. I don't host anything. It's all somebody else's computer, So. But yeah, so I've been thinking a lot about ways to make sure that my Discord is a place that gives me an opportunity to interact with y'all and y'all an opportunity to interact with me. But it seems like a lot of it at this point is not that. And that's okay because I want y'all to interact with each other. But the administrative overhead adds up. And unfortunately, I'm not in a place financially where the staffing needs for this in terms of hours with the current level of complexity, I can't pay the staff to do as much work as might need to be done to properly consider some of this stuff. And so by just streamlining the Discord and moving a lot of conversations into community-owned spaces that are not conversation... I want the Discord to be a place for conversations for me to be a part of with y'all, but for conversations between y'all that either don't or shouldn't have me involved, that should happen somewhere else, right? And because, as, we had somebody leave the other day talking about how I wasn't able to create a safe enough space here. And that person was correct. I don't have the budget to pay for the staff hours required to do this right. And I don't have the time to do it right myself. And I should not misrepresent that inability. I shouldn't lie to y'all about that. I should accept my limitations and encourage y'all who maybe have more time and would want to run community spaces to feel empowered to do that. That's one of the ways that I can be inspiring is by not claiming I can do it all, and not competing with people who really could do something better than me that I'm failing at, I want as many people out there to be as successful in as many ways as possible. And if I'm competing with them at something I don't want to do, I'm making a mistake and I'm not helping make the world better at that point. So... Squirrels MTB says, I'm having flashbacks to the early 2000s and moderating forums and having to just sit and wait for people to act up. Well, that's the thing is, for the most part, it's fine. Okay, and that's one of the most complicated things about my situation is almost everyone who has ever joined my Discord ever, like 99.9, several nines repeating, has been a well-intentioned, good person. We've had one person I can think of the entire time who was intentionally a troublemaker. We've had other, but most of the time it's people are doing their best, they're stressed out, they have busy lives, and there's a misunderstanding. Or it's always edge cases. It's always these bizarre edge cases that end up eating my brain cycles where I'm just well, this doesn't feel like it's wrong, but it's technically a violation of the rules, or this isn't technically a violation of the rules, but it feels weird, but you know what I mean? It's stuff where it ends up being all these weird thought experiments. If this was slightly different in this way, it would clearly be wrong. But I don't think anybody here has bad intentions, but it's so close to clearly being a problem. Just stupid stuff. That's, it's just occupying too much mental... And the problem is that I can't afford to pay my staff to examine these problems fully, and all of the problems that they have to examine end up being very complicated edge cases. And I'm just at the point where I'm okay, I can't afford to pay you to spend hours examining these things. You need to tell me in 15 minutes if you're going to ban this person until I can review it, or tell the person complaining that no action's being taken. And what it turns out is the problems are too complicated for that. 15 minutes isn't enough time, but I don't have the budget to pay for hours of examination or deliberation. I need snap decisions, and that's putting my staff in a position that's unfair to them, you know? I don't want to set people up to fail. That's not good leadership. That's me lying to myself about what my resources are. If I don't have the money for that right now, I need to focus on making better art, making more money, and then being able to pay for more staff time. And then when we can pay for more staff time, we can have more complicated, larger scale stuff like this. And then those edge cases won't be as much of a problem because I'll just say, okay, everybody has 2 hours to figure this out instead of everybody has 15 minutes to figure this out, right? And I think I can get there, but I know I can't get there if I'm losing sleep and failing creatively in the meantime. I need to put my own health and my own creative focus first so that I can go make the work that I'm proud of that will let me properly support my staff. Because what I'm doing right now, our setup is too complicated for the amount of resources I have for it. Okay, so let's grab some more rockets. And like I said, I really hope that talking about this stuff is helpful for other people who are dealing with, you know, similar challenges in some way in their lives. Like, because I really wrestled with this. I did not want to believe that I couldn't just tweak this on the margins until it worked. Because it would be so much more convenient if I could. But, you know, at a certain point, you just need to go, what's the priority and what agency do I have? You know, you cannot deny your own agency in a situation like this. Mina says, why not implement a rule of conduct and then every time someone enters the Discord, they agree to those rules? Well, because like I said, Mina, it's not that people are coming in and intentionally breaking rules. It's that people will do things that are kind of weird edge cases. It's way easier to moderate a Twitch chat because I can just make snap judgments all the time. Things don't get complicated here in the same way as places where people have longer conversations. Nicolia says, it can be painful. The server I moderate has over 30,000 people, so there are staff discussions like that every day. At least as the server gets bigger, there are more and more lurkers that don't cause problems. Well, and that's the thing, is I feel like, you know, I was like, how does Penny Arcade deal with this? How does Bungie deal with this? And the answer is they have 1 or 2 people whose whole job it is to be full-time community moderators, right? Like, I'm looking at it, and I'm like, I don't have... I'm assuming the starting salary for something like that is between $40,000 and $60,000 a year, depending on geography. Maybe that's... correct me if I'm wrong on that. That's my guess. The reason I haven't bothered to find out is because I can't afford it regardless. But, like, what if I could, right? What if I do a good job on HermitCraft? Like, a lot of people on HermitCraft have... Like, I'm not... Like... It's not good to compare yourself to other people's numbers. But, like, realistically, a lot of the people who do what I do are able to pay larger support staffs to do more hours than I am currently doing. Like, it wouldn't... If I really just focused on streaming and making good episodes for a year and a half, could I hire someone to work for me for $40,000 to $60,000 a year to moderate stuff? I tell them, hey, your job is to research the terms of service. Your job is to make these decisions for me. Because honestly, I think it would be worth it. I think it would be worth it to have the sort of Discord I have today with even more people in it, with proper community safety provided by full-time moderation staff, but we're not there. I can afford probably, let's see, if each person's doing, I mean, I can afford right now like 5 hours a month from 5 people, basically. So that's like 25 hours total. If you had somebody who's salaried, they'd be doing 160 hours a month, right? Like, I think that, but like, when I try to figure out how do I get from here to there with the way I'm doing things right now, there's no way. I've got to change how I'm doing things right now so that I can build the creative structure to expand my audience and be able to make those sorts of hiring decisions. Because honestly, I think any one of the people on my current moderation staff, if I could hire them full time, it would solve 90%, 99% of the problems that I'm having. It's not that the people I have working for me aren't talented. It's that I can't afford them at the amount of time it would take. But I think I have a path to get there. I think I could really focus on my art and my creative stuff and find a way to make it work long term. But, you know, sometimes you gotta be willing to restructure things, to make big choices, make big changes. And yeah, like, y'all give me the confidence to be able to do that. I think I've been scared to do that for a long time because of the pandemic and just how, like, I don't know, just the divorce and the pandemic. I've just been reacting to everything. And I need to start being more proactive, right? Does that make sense? So, woo, there it is. Let's fly out this way. Fake Zircon says, despite the somewhat somber mood of the conversation, has been incredibly inspiring for me. I hope so. Like, this is why I'm talking about it, because I want y'all to feel empowered to look for opportunities to improve things in the long term, even if you have to make sacrifices or changes in the short term. And I want to thank y'all for helping me reach that point, right? Like, y'all have been so incredible, and you deserve me at my creative best, making the best artwork I can for the good of the whole community. And I feel like I've got a path forward more clearly now than I've had for a long time. Like, y'all have done so much to help me get to this point, and I'm very excited about it. Because yeah, just I need to make sure that I'm not getting bogged down in stuff that's just slowing everything. We're never gonna get to the right answer if I keep answering the wrong questions. That's a very terrible metaphor. And I hit the microphone stand. Sorry. But so let me go ahead. I'm going to fix that because I just adjusted it by accident. Okay, the microphone stand is now adjusted properly. Woo! Hey, we got a new Patreon patron. Well, I'm glad that me talking about wildly restructuring everything hasn't scared you off. Just so you know, I have to send those Patreon invites manually myself. So I'll usually go through the next business day. $5 a month gets you on the Discord. $10 a month gets you on the Minecraft servers. The Discord is about to have a lot less channels. Because, like, right now, we probably have... oh my gosh, we probably have 9 dozen channels or something wild. We have a lot of channels. We're gonna get that way more manageable. And okay, so let me read the guesses that have come in on the Discord for the pinball machine theme. A guess from JKA: Grecian architecture inspired by the Parthenon. You know what? I will admit, if a theme is something my daughter and I considered. that was in the running and might be it, but I won't say if it's it. Mahi Zero says, traveling Nashville or Tennessee. Both of those were also in the running. We've had 3 really good guesses so far. Badger Spanner guesses the lead up to the assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand. Oh, I'm sorry, Badger. That was not considered. Ash guesses Under Mountain. Sorry, Ash. That one was not considered. Dottie Matrix guessed the Most Excellent Adventures of Hamilton T. Beestinger I, Esquire. That one was not considered. NJ guesses The Beauty of Tennessee. That was on our list. Aviva Kitty says Outer Space, possibly sci-fi. Good guess, Aviva. Also on the list. Yurgi guesses a medley of public domain classic literature. Yep, we went through a lot of that. We didn't consider a medley, but we did consider a lot of different ones. Wizard of Docs guesses The Cask of Amontillado, or poem more generally. Yeah, that was in the public domain classic stuff that we considered. Although I didn't, read it with my kid, I did talk about the sorts of different types of stories there were. Bear guesses Brandon Sanderson theme. Good guess. That's close to some of the stuff we considered, but wasn't actually in the running. Wizard of Docs' girlfriend guesses Hammer horror medley, possibly with a swamp theme. No, we did not consider Hammer horror. Second guesses Shakespeare. We did consider that. That was on the list. Gaia guesses newly public domain Winnie the Pooh without a shirt. That was also considered. No, well, not Winnie the Pooh. Other public domain, other recent public domain stuff, not Winnie the Pooh specifically. Badger says we need to watch some Hammer horror together. It can't be fun. I think I've seen some of that on Mystery Pinball Theater 3000 and on Best of the Worst. Andre asked if we consider the Kentucky Derby. We did not. TNC Cuban rating with a party of 7. Welcome. My name is Joe Hills. I'm broadcasting live from Nashville, Tennessee. Welcome, Raiders. I gotta warn you, this is supposed to be a 1-hour chill stream, and we've actually run over by 41 minutes. So, yeah, there is that to consider. I was actually about to wrap up. Our goal for this stream was to finish adding the black stone for this wall here, which we have now done, thanks to Tango Tech dropping me off a bunch of black stone. There are some cutouts we need to add for vents, but honestly, those were things that was going to be easier to add later rather than trying to do as part of the actual thing. But yeah, this pinball machine is colossal scale, 256 blocks deep, 128 blocks wide. Raiders, if you enjoy pinball and Minecraft, please consider following the channel. I'm going to be working on this project for about another year. This is my HermitCraft Season 9 Mega Base. And so far, we've got the speaker panel and the warning label and part of the back box put together. But we have a year more worth of work to do. Wednesday afternoon during my birthday stream, I will be announcing the theme for the pinball machine, which I will say no one precisely guessed. There were some close guesses, but nobody exactly nailed it in that guess. So keep sending those guesses in the HermitCraft channel Discord, people. Okay, so meanwhile, let's see. Yep, my birthday is on Wednesday. So, yep. Oh, is it Flexi C's birthday today? Oh, Feliz cumpleaños a ti. Feliz cumpleaños a ti. Feliz cumpleaños a Flexi C 86. Or, wait, is it? Oh my gosh, I'm so tired. Yeah. Feliz cumpleaños a ti y muchos más. Sorry, my brain is fried. I just got done with a 48-hour charity stream for Child's Play. Thank y'all so much who came out to that for supporting us and helping children's hospitals get video gaming equipment. We raised $16,000 in no small part thanks to the generosity of this community. Y'all are all fantastic, but I am starting to flag. I have been going way longer than I expected, so we're going to raid Hot Nudge. When we get over there, our raid message is, howdy y'all, Joe Hills raid here. Anyway, until next time, y'all, this is Joe Hills from Nashville, Tennessee. Keep adventuring. Do-do-do-do.